I did put a little bit of makeup on this morning. Okay, we're gonna start in Sukhasana. So I like to get in Sukhasana by putting my legs out in front of me. And if you're right-handed, crossing your left ankle over your right ankle, and if you're left-handed, the opposite way. Folding your legs in and positioning your feet and your ankles so that they rest comfortably under your knees. So your knees are kind of propped up with them. And I have you guys on blankets, and I like the way that looks, but you can always use more blankets to lessen any rounding you have in your lower back. But I like this. And you feel comfortable without blocks, right? You feel comfortable, you're comfortable like this? Okay, we're just gonna start with connecting with our breath. And you can close your eyes here. And you can have your palms resting on your knees, palms facing down, or palms facing up. Try both ways. See what's most comfortable for you. So hands resting on the knees, or the back of the hands resting on the knees. Sitting straight up. Sit bones grounded into your blanket. We're just going to be in a state of observation here. Watching our breath. We're not going to control our breath. We're not going to capture our breath. We're just watching the rise and the fall of inhale and exhale. On inhale, the breath moves up your spine, into your upper back, through your sternum, out the crown of your head. On exhale, it comes back down through your spine and into the earth. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Noticing the smoothness, the length of the inhale and the exhale. Taking your mind's eye to the transition between inhale and exhale and inhale. Taking a few moments to observe. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes. Let's start in child's pose. So move your blankets to the end of your mat. Yeah, that end. The very end, all the way off your mat. I'm going to get you guys 2 blocks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's super popular right now. So the block is going to go between your feet. Oh, Barb.
What?
You're all just, before I left, I had you all straightened out. So the block rests between your ankle and the base knuckle of your thumb toe, or your big toe, okay? So knees together, especially if you're super flexible. Now, if it feels uncomfortable to have them together, you can open them a little bit as long as they're in line with the second toe, but I think for both of you, let me see, bring yours together.
More?
Yeah, I like this because bringing the knees together in this pose helps us keep our sit bones grounded into the block. So walk your weight back so that your sit bones, those bones we sit on, are in the block. They're lifted. And you can lift on your frontal pelvic bones a little bit to find your neutral pelvis and feel your sit bones pressing into the block. Good. Now with the block in between your feet, hug your outer ankles in toward the block so you can feel the big toe in the inner ankle coming inward. So the big toe, the little toe presses evenly into the ground. Top of the foot, outer ankle comes in toward the block. No, it's good. Good. And now take your block, your other block, and position it in front of you. Long ways this way, the other way. Yeah, like her. And so that when you fold forward, your forehead will come and rest on the block. But when you fold forward, only come as far forward as you keep your sit bones grounded into that block. So you may have to walk your hands back. So walk your hands back if they don't touch. Then, here, turn your block up. And put the block at a height that's comfortable. Good. Putting your hands straight out in front of you. Line your middle finger up with the shoulder heads. And use your hands to help you ground back into the block. Take a moment here. On inhale, I want you to just raise your head. Look at your palms, look at your hands, and just make sure they line up. Sometimes when we carry a purse or a child, it throws our shoulders off. Very good. So exhale, big toe, little toe, shin bone pressing into the ground, thighs heavy. Lift on your frontal pelvic bones to get your sit bones to ground. Palms gently pressing into the ground. Palm, all 5 base knuckles. Forearms resist toward each other, and the outer upper arms are hugging the bone. The underneath part of your arms want to go to the ceiling. Want to go to the, that's beautiful. Want to go to the ceiling. So your arms are straight here. Your hands are pushing down. They're pushing back, helping you root your sit bones. On exhale, focusing on your root. On inhale, finding length from your belly button through your sternum forward. So exhale, push down and back with your arms. Arms are straight. Use the power in your arms. Letting that backward down energy root your sit bones. And on inhale, from your belly button through your sternum, taking the tips of your shoulders ever so slightly into your chest. Yes, just like, did you feel that? That's beautiful. Find length in your spine at the crown of your head. Arms straight. Yep. Relax the base of your neck. Beautiful. A few more breaths here. Smooth, soft respirations. On your next inhale, very slowly, walk one hand and the other back up to a sitting position. Your arms are very, very nice alignment. I like them. I want you guys, I'm going to show you, I want you to pick up your block this way, out in front of you. Palms resting on the block and all 5 base knuckles. So your tips of your fingers will probably jut out a little bit. So raise it up to shoulder height. Just like you were pressing into the ground, press into the block evenly with your palm and all 5 base knuckles. Sit bones ground. Lifting on your frontal pelvic bones, finding that neutral pelvis. Big toe, little toe, top of the foot, thigh bones heavy. On inhale, find length. The back ribs, the front ribs, they grow evenly up toward the ceiling, relaxing the base of the neck. Find length in your spine without breaking in your bottom ribs. Perfect. Arms straight, outer upper arms hug the bone. Inhale one more time here. And on your next exhale, let the block come to your lap. We're going to do that just a few more times. Exhale here. Find your root. Big toe, little toe, top of the foot. Shin bones, thigh bones heavy. Lift on those frontal pelvic bones. And from that root, grow your spine up on inhale. So exhale here. Straight arms. On your next inhale, coordinating the movement with the breath. In and out through your nose. Inhale, raise the block to shoulder height. Pressing evenly into the palm and 5 base knuckles. Outer upper arms hugging the bone. Take a moment here. I want you to just look at your left and your right bicep. See how the alignment is with your arms straight, your palms on the block. This is how I want your arms to look when you're in an extended child's pose, when you're in a down dog. This is the anatomical position of your arms in relationship to your shoulders, okay? So you're not doing this, internally rotating, and you're not externally rotating, you're just taking it to that space. So exhale, bring the block down. So put the block back where you had it, when your forehead. Find your root. Exhale here. Palms resting on your legs. On your next inhale, raise your hands overhead, coordinating the movement with the breath. Exhale, trying to keep your sit bones rooted, bend forward, taking that extended child's pose. Let your forehead find the block. Now feel your outer upper arms hugging the bone. And the outer upper arms, they rotate in just to that place you found with your block. Lining your fingers up, pressing evenly into the palm of your hands. Arms straight. Underneath part of your arms want to go to the ceiling. Relaxing the base of your neck, broadening your collarbone. Very nice. A few more breaths here. Finding your root, big toe, little toe, top of the foot. Shin bones, thigh bones heavy, lifting even here on your frontal pelvic bones. Rooting into the block. Hands press down, they press back. The energy is connected from your middle finger, it's shooting back all the way to your sit bones. The hands are pressing down and back and the arms are straight. From this root, from this backward motion, and you continue to go back with this motion. On inhale, from your belly button through your sternum into your upper back, find length in your spine. Taking the tips of your shoulder blades ever so slightly into your chest to propel your sternum toward your chin. Neck lengthens evenly on the front, the back, the left, the right. Exhale one more time here. On your next inhale, shift your weight forward into tabletop. Hips lined over the knees. Tops of the feet flat on the floor. Big toe, little toe. And if the tops of your feet aren't flat on the floor, they go in the direction of the mat. Eventually, they will be flat. It's the first place that opens. So even here, outer ankles, base knuckle of your big toe, hugging the block. I don't know. Knees hip width apart. Hips over the knees. Arms straight. Take your outer upper arms to that place you found with your block. Weight evenly distributed in your palm and 5 base knuckles. You guys remember everything from your last class. I'm so impressed. Abdomen and chest resist gravity. So lift on your frontal pelvic bones to get your sit bones to point straight back. Very nice. Very nice. Barb. Right there, okay? Don't let your bottom ribs fall to the ground here. Don't let them fall to the ground. Don't let your power center sink. It's okay.
They were asleep.
Exhale here. Inhale from your belly button into your upper back. Take the tips of your shoulder blades without breaking your bottom ribs. Let your sternum extend toward your chin. Good. On your next exhale, curl your toes under. Let your thighs push you up and back into down dog. Taking your arms to the place you found with your block. A few breaths here. Nice, smooth respirations. Arms are straight, forearms resist toward each other. Good. On your next inhale, shift into tabletop. Shift back down into a tabletop. Inhale one more time here. Exhale back into an extended child's pose. And we're going to do that one more time and then we'll come to standing. Bringing your knees together. Exhale here. Inhale, hands over the head, come back up to sitting. Exhale, hands down. So I'm going to work with Barb on this. When you're going into down dog, that place we found with the block, you're flipping your arms out. And maybe you just a little bit. So when we're in tabletop and we shift back into down dog, if our outer upper arms flip out like this, it makes us feel like we're open in our chest. But really we're just dumping into our shoulder blades. And we're also teaching our muscles. So when we do this in down dog, so do you see I was here like I was with the block? When I went back, you're doing this. So this teaches our muscles. It teaches us this. And when we're in yoga, we want to try to get ourselves to an upright place, right? So. You guys need to be in this position more often. You know, the tops of your feet are the first thing to open up. Tops of your feet. It's usually a place where most people are tight, but opens up fast. So exhale down. Inhale up. Hands overhead. Barb. Exhale, hands to your. And we'll move through this a little faster. But I want you to, I'm going to hold on to your arms when you're in tabletop to try to get you. And you look pretty good, so take it to that place, okay? Exhale here. Inhale, hands over the head. Exhale while rooting your sit bones into the block. Fold forward to extended child's pose. Find that. Take your outer upper arms toward the nose. Muscle hugs the bone, forearms come toward each other, pressing into the palms of your hands. Shoulders, shoulder blades tight onto the body. Broadening your collarbone, relax the base of your neck. Good. I'm going to hold your arms here. Straighten your arms, Kimberly. Outer upper arms hug the bone. Good. On your next inhale, keeping your arms exactly how they are. Shift your weight forward into tabletop. Right. Nice. You can spread them a little bit. Don't let that flip out. Now I'm going to stay here. And you can take your arms a little wider and a little bit more out in front of you.
I keep noticing my shoulders.
Shift your weight over your knees so your hips are directly over your knees. Hands, wrist about 2 inches in front of your shoulder heads because we're going back into down dog here. And it's easier if you take a little bit wider. So I feel like you're a little bit closer. Good. And go ahead and turn your palms out just a hair. Perfect. Straighten those arms. Outer upper arms hug the bone. Okay. Find a nice tabletop. Abdomen, chest, resist gravity. Curl your toes under, and on exhale, keeping your arms, your upper arms where they're at. Arms straight. On exhale, go into down dog. Brought. Don't try to get your chest to the floor. Keep your bottom ribs chasing your frontal hip bones. So the front ribs don't want to go to the ground, they want to go up and back toward your frontal hip bones. Your frontal hip bones are still lifted here. Sit bones point to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Sit bones parallel with each other. Do you feel the difference here, Barb? Mm-hmm. It makes it a little bit more difficult. Arms straight. You guys, I think. And so here, lifting on your frontal pelvic bones. Good. Do you see how that changed here? Mm-hmm. And now here, without breaking in your bottom ribs to your shoulder blades. Arms straight. Yes, I want your body, torso to be like this. Hold that for just a second. And your arms here. Okay, so exhale one more time here. Inhale, come to tabletop. I really wanted to work on down dog with you guys, but maybe I'll give you guys a break. I want to try you guys with belts, but for your down dogs, I think it will help. But we'll give you a break on your knees a little bit. So let's come back into tabletop, Barb, and we're gonna walk our feet back. So tabletop, and you can curl your toes under here because on your next exhale with super straight arms, let your thighs take you up and back into down dog. Exhale here, hold. Walk your hands back to your feet, bending your knees if you have to. When you're there, initiate an inhale. Exhale, with a super straight spine, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale all the way up. Go ahead and come to the front of your mat. You know, if you're going to drink in class, bless your water. Say, I am strong. I am flexible. I am open.
I'm strong and what?
Yeah.
Strong.
You're flexible. You're open.
Strong.
Dr. Emoto, your water can be infused with your energy. Yeah, I have them over here. Okay, so Samasthiti, you're still on your mat. You're just at the front of your mat. So, yeah. So bring your toes together, or whatever comes together first. So at the base knuckles of your big toe, bring those together. Second toe in line with the middle of your heel. We're going through Samasthiti. I taught you this last time, but it's been a while. So look at so you may, if you're here and your feet are together, you may have to turn your heels out just a little bit or in, depending on what you need to do to get your second toe in line with the middle of the heel. Standing up straight and tall. Ears over the shoulders, crown of the head reaching to the ceiling, arms reaching down, fingertips reaching to the floor. Standing up nice and straight here. Just want to take a look at you guys. So finding the four corners of the feet. Big toe, little toe, outer heel, inner heel. You'll notice that makes a crescent moon shape on the bottom of your feet. So this crescent moon shape is what's touching the earth. Distribute your weight, press down into those four corners evenly. And just like we did in the block, energetically bring your outer ankles in toward midline. So energetically you feel like your outer ankles come in, your inner heels go out. So you almost get a feeling like your feet are gripping the ground. They're ringing out. Do you feel that? This is going to help you find a root. When you do that, you notice you activate the front of your thighs just a little bit. So find the root in your feet. Lift your fronts of your thighs, your quadricep muscles up. Flex them. Now even here, inner thighs go back. Butt flesh shifts to your heels. Finding our neutral pelvis. Thighs are strong. And to find our neutral pelvis, just in case you guys forgot. Take our hands, take the base knuckles of your thumbs, place them on your frontal pelvic bones. Take your middle finger, index finger, find your pubic bone. Okay? You'll notice that makes an inverted triangle. This is the symbol for water. It's the symbol for the sacred feminine. So we want this vessel, this inverted triangle, to not lean forward, to not fall back, but to be upright on one plane. Right? So not leaning back into the past, not reaching out into the future, upright in the moment. This is where we hold our power as females. This is where men hold their feminine power. Right here. It also controls our base chakra. So if this is uneven, we can have feelings of insecurity, anxiety. So find a nice neutral pelvis here. So with your nice neutral pelvis, you can keep your hands on your pelvis for this if you want. Inner thighs go back to take your femur bones, this bone that runs straight forward. So a lot of us sometimes rotate out or we bring it too far in. I want your femur bone to be straight forward. And you can feel when you take the inner upper thighs back, fronts of the thighs lift and shift back, that it allows your pelvis to lift a little bit. So with the activation, the lifting of the frontal thigh muscles, and the downward motion, the lift of your butt flesh to your heels, and the lifting of your frontal pelvic bones to get your pelvis to neutral, you'll feel a backward motion of the fronts of your thighs and a downward motion of your butt flesh, hugging your pelvis, helping you be upright. Helping you be upright. Good. Exhale one more time, focusing on your ground. Fingertips reach gently down to the ground. And your arms straighten. And this helps you relax the base of your neck. Exhale one more time here. Inhale, let the back ribs grow up your body toward the ceiling. Bottom ribs stay over your frontal pelvic bones. So smooth, soft respirations here. Take your thumbs, put them on your bottom ribs. Find your bottom ribs. Take your pinkies and find your frontal pelvic bones. Okay? So on inhale, what naturally happens to a lot of us is our front ribs want to jut out. I want them to stack over your frontal pelvic bones. This is the power area here, your solar plexus area. So we don't want to break here. We don't want to break in our bottom ribs. We want to keep our pelvis upright and our power center strong. And you'll notice how just standing like this and breathing gives you a core workout. Exhale here, hands to your sides. Finding your root. Focusing on exhale first. Through the soles of your feet, ground. And on inhale, find length from your belly button into your upper back. Feel the tips of your shoulder blades go into your chest without breaking in your bottom ribs, propelling your sternum toward your chin. Bottom ribs over the frontal pelvic bones. Exhale, find your root. Inhale from the base spine, lower belly button. The breath moves into your upper back. Tips of the shoulder blades go into your chest. Collarbone broadens. Sternum chases your chin. Relaxing the base of your neck. Very good. Neck stretches to the ceiling, out the crown of your head. Good. Exhale one more time on our next inhale. Turning out from our armpits. Bring your hands overhead. Maybe your palms touch, maybe they don't. Arms are straight. And arms are only as far back as you can keep them super straight. Can you press into your palms? Good. Super straight. So bring them down just a hair. Good. So super straight arms while the base of the neck falls down your back. So if your base of your neck is crunched and your bottom ribs jutting out, then your arms are too far back. So straighten your arms. Now to help here, clasp your thumbs and open them up like this, fingers pointing to the ceiling. Energetically pull your thumbs apart, looking straight ahead. You'll find energetically pulling your thumbs apart helps straighten your arms. Forearms pull away from each other. Outer upper arms hug the bone. Fingers pointing to the ceiling. Exhale here. Find your root. Inhale, lengthen the back ribs, the bottom ribs up to the ceiling without breaking in your bottom ribs. Looking straight ahead, length comes out the crown of your head. Inhale one more time here. Any amount, lift your arms higher with straight arms. On your next exhale, let your hands come down. Very nice. Exhale one more time here. Inhale, turning out from your armpits. Hands come up all the way, big circle. Finding the length in your spine without breaking in your bottom ribs. You okay?
Tendonitis. It's hurting.
Okay. Well, maybe don't take your hands all the way together. Straighten them. Keep your palms facing each other. Palms broad. Fingers together. How are your arms feeling together? Okay. All right. Yeah. And if anytime you feel like you can have your palms like this, facing each other, shoulder width apart. Or you can clasp here, okay? And I like clasping for you because it helps relax the base of your neck. Chin parallel with the ground. Good. Inhale one more time here. On your next exhale, hands come out to your side, straight spine, bend forward, bringing your fingertips in line with the toes, bending your knees if you have to. So bend your knees, bring your hands in line with the toes. Bend your knees a little bit. And, okay. Inhale halfway up, straight spine. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Super straight spine, inhale all the way up. So I'm gonna give you guys both blocks to fold forward on, because I do want you to keep your legs straight, because if you can't bend forward all the way with your legs straight, then we need to get your hamstrings to open. And if we bend our knees, the hamstrings won't necessarily open here. So when you're at home and you're doing forward folds, straighten your legs and prop yourself up. Whether you need 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 4 blocks, it's okay. Or you can even do it on a wall. When you're in class, at a different class, maybe a fast flow class, bend your knees. But when you're at home or you're in my class, use the blocks so we can get your hamstrings to eventually open up. Okay. So exhale, find your samasthiti, your center, the place we come to gain composure. Looking straight ahead, fingers reaching down to the ground, finding the root through your feet. Fronts of your thighs lift, inner thighs go back, butt flesh shifts. Lifting on the frontal pelvic bones to find that neutral pelvis. Spine long, length comes out the crown of your head. On your next inhale, turning out from your armpits, bring your hands all the way overhead, big circle. Exhale, bring your hands to the side, fold forward, trying to keep your legs straight, finding your blocks. Looking at your shins, we're in a forward fold here so you can allow the length of your head to, yes. But as long as you can keep the thighs straight, the legs straight. So we want our sit bones to be over our heels, so shift your weight forward. So come up higher on your block if you need, onto your fingertips if you need. And even here in a forward fold, our respirations are smooth, they're soft. Our fronts of our thighs lift, they're active. So anytime you're in a forward fold, your fronts of your thighs should lift. This will help protect, this will help stretch your hamstrings. Inner thighs shoot back, sides of the hips firm, sit bones pointing straight back. Exhale one more time here. On your next inhale, with a super straight spine, come halfway up. Take those tips of your shoulder blades into the chest more. Nice. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale with a super duper straight spine all the way up. Good. Hands to your side, samasthiti. Looking straight ahead. On inhale, turn out from your armpits, hands over the head. Bring your palms to that place of comfort. Arms straight. Exhale, hands come up to the side. Big circle, fold forward, find your blocks. Shifting the weight over your sit bones. Very, very good. A little bit more for you. Thighs lifted, thighs straight, inner thighs shoot back. Elbows pointing straight back. Good. Inhale, halfway up, straight spine. Exhale, bend your knees and take your hands to your block. We're going to do a high lunge. On your next inhale, step your right leg back, as far back as you can. Shift your blocks so that your fingertips are in line with your toes. Knee lands over your ankle. That looks good. Knee lands over your ankle and is in line with the second toe. Second toe stays in line with the heel. Okay, this is gonna protect your knee. The weight of your left heel, the weight of your body on your left heel is on the front of the heel, okay? So it stacks. All right? Back leg straight. You have samasthiti, back leg. Thigh lifts, inner thigh goes to the ceiling, butt flesh shifts to your heel. Now for this, the left hip hugs in to find a neutral pelvis. It comes under your body. It comes under your body so that the left part of your body is almost laying on your thigh. Okay? Very good. Don't let that knee move in or out from that second toe. So you've got kind of like a few more breaths here, guys. You've got an inward motion coming in with your left hip and an outward motion from the inner thigh of the left leg, but your knee is staying in line with the second toe. Good. On your next exhale, move your blocks out of the way. Bring your fingertips to the ground. On inhale, step your left leg back into high plank, or into plank. Good. And now come to your knees into tabletop.
I'm feeling it, Barb.
Few breaths here. And if you want to take a break and shift into child's pose, you can. You good here?
I'm going to try.
Okay. Inhale here. Find your ground. Set up for your down dog. Okay, so always remember 2 inches in front of your shoulders. Yeah, okay. Let your chest and abdomen resist gravity. Toes pointing straight behind your knees. Knees hip width apart. Good. On your next exhale, curl your toes under, push into down dog. Let your thighs take you up and back, keeping your arms straight. Outer upper arms hugging the bone. Fronts of your thighs lift. Few respirations here. On your next inhale, look between your hands. Bending your knees slightly on exhale. Inhale, take your right knee into your chest and walk your legs forward. Finding your blocks if you need to. Good. Inhale, halfway up, straight spine. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. And with a super duper straight spine, looking at the ground. On your next inhale, come all the way up. Very, very good. Very good. So we stepped back with our right leg, didn't we? Okay, so
we're doing nothing and I'm exhausted.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's, you know what it is it's so specific. It's like a journey. You travel a lot, right? You're a flight attendant, so you go everywhere. This is like an inner journey of your body. You go to places in your body that you just don't go to, like your second toe and your heel. It's like, what? So it's an inner journey. So Samasthiti, and get your blocks ready. Find your Samasthiti. Find your root in your feet and your thighs. Standing up nice and tall, fingers reaching down to relax the base of your neck, crown of the head to the ceiling. Find your neutral pelvis. Align the bottom ribs, making sure they're not jutting out. Keeping your power center strong. On your next inhale, turning out from your armpits, big circle, hands come overhead. Find that space where your palms either are apart, together, or clasped. On your next exhale, thighs lifted, thighs strong. Bend forward, legs straight. Find your blocks. Look at your shins. Shifting the weight, shifting your sit bones over your heels. Inner thighs go back, fronts of the thighs lift, still ground into your feet here. Smooth, soft respirations. On your next inhale, come halfway up, take the tips of your shoulder blades into your chest to straighten your spine. Take your gaze out just a little bit. Exhale, take your hands to your block. Bending your knees. Take your fingertips in line with the toes if you can, but on your blocks. Because we're going into a high lunge, yep. Exhale, step your left leg back into a high lunge. Stacking that knee over your ankle, second toe in line with your heel, toes pointing straight forward. Knee in line with the second toe, creating a right angle. Back leg straight. Front of the thigh lifts like Samasthiti. You're looking between, actually look at your second toe or the area straight down, okay? So that your neck is long. so that your neck and the crown of your head is in line with your spine. So back leg straight, samastitihi leg. Don't let that right hip jut out. Shift it in and back to land under your body and find a neutral pelvis. Arms straight. And you can come like that. Okay? And now straighten this back leg. Very good. So even here, you're lifting on your frontal pelvic bones. Looking between your hands, arms straight. You have plank arms here. You have tabletop arms here. Exhale. On inhale, find length through your sternum. Very good. On your next exhale, take your blocks out of the way. Take your fingertips to the ground. On your next inhale, step your right leg back into plank. And we'll work on plank a little bit. Go ahead and just come into tabletop. And take a few breaths in child's pose. What time do you have to get out of here, Barb? All right. We're going to go ahead and come on our backs. So when you're ready, when you've had a few breaths, go ahead and lay on your mat with your back flat on your mat, your head resting on your pillow, because it's already, time flew by. It's already like 10:30 something. How did it go by so fast? So position yourself I want you to bend your knees, taking your feet flat on the ground. Good. And here, I want you to just take your hands to your pelvis and find your neutral pelvis. So, your pubic bone's right there. So find that neutral pelvis. Give yourself either more or less of a lumbar curve. So for you, you feel that? So you were tucking when you were laying. Let me check you.
Notice that my normal is this.
Yes, we don't want that. We want it there. And so pay attention. And you can actually unarch just a little bit more, right? Can I feel?
Yeah.
I'm a nurse.
I'm fine with your feet.
Okay, good. That looks good. I couldn't tell. Okay, and just position the fleshy part of your shoulder blades out from underneath you so it kind of goes out and down. Position your shoulder head so that they're reaching toward the ground, propelling your sternum even here. Good. Inhale, raise your hands. Exhale, catch your knees. Catch your knees. So bend your knees up even more. Yep. Fingers pointing straight toward your toes. Arms straight here. So, yep. Inhale here. Exhale, coordinating the movement with the breath. Bend your elbows. Arms stay close to the body. Bring your knees in closer to your chest. Inhale, straighten your arms. Move your knees out. Exhale, bring them in. Do that at your own pace, coordinating the movement with the breath. Closing your eyes if you'd like to. Just making that connection. Cooling your body down. Finding homeostasis in your body. And on your next inhale, let your feet come flat onto the ground. Good. Straighten your legs out in front of you. And I want us to find Samastitihi for just a second. So flex your feet, bring your feet together. Good. The energy coming out of the inner and outer heels are the same. So inner heels push out just as much as the outer heels. Thighs lift here, Barb. Inner heels out just as much. Good. Toes pointing to the ceiling. Thighs lifted here. Inner upper thighs go to the ground. Inner upper thighs go to the ground. That looks pretty good. Inhale one more time here on your next exhale. Let your feet fall open. Checking for a neutral pelvis, even here. Adjusting if you need to. Very nice. Scooping the fleshy area of your shoulder blade down and out from underneath you. Shoulder heads go to the ground, allowing your shoulders to move from your ears and your sternum to be propped up. Relaxing your ribs. Good. I'll check you. Feel that difference a little bit? Good. Big difference. Now relax. Starting our Samastitihi, or our Shavasana. Surrendering the breath here in a state of observation once more. Watch the breath on inhale. Move from your heels, up your legs, up your spine. And on exhale, watch it come back down. And with your mind's eye, go to the places we visited today in our practice. Your big toe, little toe, outer heel, inner heel, your outer ankles, your shin bones, the fronts of your knees, the backs of your knees, the fronts of your thighs, your inner thighs, your hamstrings in the back, your butt flesh, your lower abdomen, your pubic bone, your frontal pelvic bones, your lower abdomen, your lower back, your bottom ribs, your back ribs, the tips of your shoulder blades, your sternum, your collarbone, your shoulder heads, your outer upper arms, your inner upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, the palms of your hands and all 5 base knuckles, the back of your neck, the front of your neck. The back of your head resting comfortably into the blanket, your mouth relaxed, your tongue gentle in your mouth, your face calm, Your eyelids soft. Your eyeballs sink into the eye socket. Rest here in observation, surrendering your breath. Let the earth support you. Sink into your mat. Take a few moments here. Shavasana. When you're ready, wiggling your fingers and toes to come back into your body. Bending your knees one at a time. Bringing your feet flat on the floor. Turning to your right side, take a few moments. Take a few moments here to just breathe, knees close to your chest. And when you're ready, use both your hands to sit you up to a nice, comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands to heart center. Looking at your fingertips, bowing your head down. exhale here. Namaste. I think he's asleep too. Good job, good Shavasana. You know what? If you fall asleep during Shavasana, you fall asleep.